Hi and welcome to my channel. I took a 4-day break last weekend and took 2 medium format camera kits with me to Hastings to stay and take photographs of local landmarks, that type of thing. The method to this madness was to see which kit was more suitable and test out the Mamiya RB67 against the Mamiya C330, which is more practical, which is better value for money, all the usual good stuff. So let's get on with it. Before we get into the actual results, let's talk about the elephant in the room, well actually the herd of elephants in the room, which is portability. Now, okay, not really a fair comparison because the RB67 has a prism finder on it, which came with this one, and I don't have a waist level finder, so I'm stuck with this huge sort of kilogram weight mammoth on top here. So yeah, that does cause some issues. However, just with the base weight of this, it's considerably more than the C330. This is my old Nova 160 SLR bag, and it actually takes all of my Mamiya C330 kit. Like that, like this, and like that. And that, folks, packs up, goes on the shoulder, and is reasonably comfortable. It's not super heavy. So that, I haven't done it up the zip so it sags a bit there, but that is quite a reasonable package. With the RB67 and just one lens, I found myself using a backpack, and the RB filled the entire top of this. As I say, it's not a fair comparison because this has a prism finder on. But if you do want the availability of a prism finder with an SLR, and that's quite a nice combination, then you're going to have to suffer the weight with an RB. So I got packed and I headed off for Hastings. Oh yeah, with a tripod and a ton of other stuff, light meters, and let's get into it. Here I am in a very soggy Hastings by the Norman Castle, and I'm getting some pictures and I'm getting wet. So I'm going to have a little wander around this and see what I can get. There's a really lowering sky and I have a feeling that I'm going to get even wetter. But let's see how this goes. Well, the Great British Summer... Well, the Great British Summertime, and I'm sheltering under a strangely rusty awning on top of a hill in Hastings in the middle of a medieval castle with a very large camera, which is now wet along with me because it's tipping down. Hey, don't you just love holidays? Well, we escaped from the clutches of the seagull mafia. We left just after those last photographs were taken. I've seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I wasn't hanging around to find out what happened next. Anyway, what are my thoughts on how these pan out against each other? I mean, first of all, let me say, I enjoy the hell out of using both systems. And I think Mamiyas, in general, are incredibly good value for money. But, on pure practicality, the C330 wins out, hands down. You can use it as a street shooter, quite covertly on your chest if you want to. Use a short strap, this is on too long a strap. And with all three lenses, this kit set me back around £500, whereas the RB, for all that it's got a centimetre larger negative area, was around £600 for the body and prism, and then the 180 was another 200 on top of that. So it's, if you add to this a wide angle of 50mm in this case, you will be talking probably £800 plus for a kit. Also, this, and I really need to stress this for people who are looking at buying these, can be seen as a large format camera simply in a smaller package. It's not really the sort of thing that you would take around and shoot in the street, or it was designed to be a studio shooter. However, that being said, if you put it on a lightweight aluminium tripod and you sling it over your shoulder, as you saw me doing in those photographs, it's actually really comfortable. And reminded me with all those machine gun nests and pillboxes of the poor guy who had to sling the Browning automatic rifle over his shoulder in World War II. That having been said, the RB is miles easier to use filters with. Grads, for example, which it takes a very brave man to try and use graduated filters on a twin lens reflex. You really can't see what's going on. This is far more versatile in that respect. It has an easier view of the subject. This is a joy on a tripod, absolute joy. But again, you pay the penalty in weight. So they're really very different cameras for very different purposes. I wasn't really fair with the RB on taking up on this expedition, but I'm just mad, and I quite enjoy taking big cameras out for walks. So the other thing that's come out of this is my first impressions of Fomapan 200. I've been using it on 5x7, and I thought I'd try it out on 120 roll film. My initial thoughts are probably not as good as I thought they were going to be. If you compare it side by side with Ilford HP5 Plus, which is a full stop faster, it doesn't seem to have the subtlety or the grain quality or anything about it, and it's not even significantly that much cheaper. Certainly I'll carry on using it in the larger format, but not so sure about in 120. I'll try. I've got 3 rolls more to try. I might try it in a different developer. I tried it in Ilfotech HC, so I might try it in something else just to see whether it's my development technique that's not quite giving what I need. Anyway, if you've enjoyed watching me go walkabout with big cameras and get pursued by begging seagulls, then think about hitting the like button, and maybe think about subscribing if you want to see more of this. So, until next time, watch out for seagulls and take care.